reaction to the hirings, to the free agency additions, the trades, everything that's happened since you signed him?
Yeah, I think excitement. You know what I mean. We know what we're trying to get to as a program, and I think we're going in the right direction, bringing you know what I mean the right people in, and that starts up top with the coaching staff, and then from there, you know what I mean, bringing in the right players, and now that's what this time is for. You know what I mean, building that identity, building that team chemistry to be able to work towards a goal. You know what I mean, but we know that's a long ways away, so we got to start now. We got to build that identity, and we got to put the work in.
How would you describe Dennis Allen's initial vision for this defense?
Yeah, I think it was very direct. Understanding where we at as a football team, understanding, how we're gonna get there. You know what I mean? Obviously, the message is the message. Like we want to win, we want to win now. And I think saying that and being blunt with it is what we needed to hear because that's our mindset going into, especially the guys that's been here. Like we want to win, and we got the pieces to win. And I think knowing that the coaches understand that coming in, it's not like we're gonna take the back seat. It's like nah, like this is what we got. Now let's put the plan in action. So it's all about the work. You know what I mean? I can tell, just by his energy, his passion, the way he communicated his words. You know what I mean? The tone in which he communicated is all geared towards now. Like we want this to happen right now. You know what I mean? It don't have to. Like we're not waiting for anything. Like let's get this thing. Let's hit the ground running. And that's what the message is. And you know what I mean? That's what we received as players. And more than all, like that's what I receive as a player. And it brings excitement because I mean we all excited. You know what I mean? And not just that, but it's all about belief. You know what I mean? Belief that we can win now. Belief that we could be special right now.
What was like your skill set fits this scheme?
Yeah, we haven't really got into a lot of the scheme stuff. Obviously, a lot of things just been happening. Yesterday was our first day, so as we begin to unfold this playbook, I'll be able to answer that question a little bit better.
What was Ben's message yesterday, and what did that look like? Was it him in front of the whole team? And how long did he talk? What did he say? All that
Yeah, it was him in front of the whole team. Like I said, some of those things that I just talked about, was his message. You know what I mean? Obviously, first day is kind of overwhelming a little bit. You got to go through logistics. You got to go through security stuff, medical stuff. Just it's a whole lot of stuff to try to get in a small period of time. But you know what I mean? More or less, it was just about mindset, mentality, and talking about what we need to do right now, starting day one as as an organization.
People have talked about his intensity.
Right.
Can you feel that?
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it, man. Just like I said, the confidence level. Like you said, being a first-time head coach, being able to address a room, that's important because you feel that as players. You feel that as, just everybody in the room. And, stepped up there with confidence. Guys was all ears, gave him the utmost respect. And that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? And you feel that as players. I felt that. And I'm like, okay, this got a real deal. Like, we got the same type mindset. So that's the thing that you get most excited about. Even walking out that room, it's like, okay, I feel the energy. Now let's put the work in as players now.
Tremaine, you've been on both sides with Buffalo and the Bears. You've been on both sides of the spectrum, winning and losing, and so you know what it looks like for a team to be in win now mode. Do you feel like that's legit here with the Bears, even having lost 10 in a row last year, that this is win now and you guys are capable of it?
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I just talked about, like his message. That's what we all thinking. Like it's definitely win now mode, and that's only mindset to have.
Why is this with the new head coach and getting that chemistry built? Why is this time of the year so important for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, anytime you have new pieces, just new changes in the organization, like you have to be able to like fill each other out like at a slower pace. I would like to say, rather than just jump right into practice and all that type of stuff. It's like, nah, this is the time like you got to build your team chemistry. This is the time team bonding. You know what I mean? The things off the field that people don't necessarily see from the outside, but those things are important, and then, it's equivalent to winning. And you got to be able to build that as a football team. You got to be able to go through the hard. You got to be able to go through the workouts, and just like the time that we spend in the off season, that's gonna, excel us come training camp. That's gonna excel us come those tough times later on in the year. When we thinking back on these hard workouts we had, we thinking back on, where we started at as an organization. And like I said, it's about getting to know one another too. You know what I mean? It's a lot of new faces in here, not just players but coaches. Like each year in the league is different. You got to be able to, to understand where this person came from, this background, their background, and all of that stuff happens in the off season. So it's just about, getting around one another, filling that energy out and really just building, you know what I mean? Because everything starts all over. It's life of the NFL, you know what I mean? Each year starts all over from ground zero. So it's about building that foundation and being able to have that foundation take us through, the rest of the year.
I mean, what did you respect most about Ben as an opponent?
Yeah, honestly, just the mindset. I mean, when you ask people about, let's just say Detroit, you know what I mean, and what he was able to do, just the mentality of, I would say what they offense wanted to do to opponents, it was put up a lot of points, you know what I mean? And I think you can feel that, like, this guy he don't just want to win, but we want to win by a lot, you know what I mean? We want to dominate. And you know what I mean? I think that's important. You know what I mean? That just talks about his mentality, it talks about his mindset. It's like, nah, like we're gonna be the best that we're gonna be. We want to dominate, and we want our opponent to feel that for sure.
Tremaine, we've heard a lot about the off-the-field stuff and the chemistry and accountability. How do you and the other leaders safeguard against those pitfalls this season? What have those conversations been like in the locker room?
Yeah, I think it starts like today, right now, like being here. You know what I mean? Showing that example, and not just that, but we understand. You know what I mean? We went through a lot of stuff as an organization, as a football team, but none of that stuff is what we focus on right now. Obviously, you take that stuff, you learn from those experiences, but at the end of the day, it's about what we're gonna do this year. As we come together as leaders, because that's what it is. Like, you know what I mean? The stuff they say, the new coaches and everything. Yes, that's the head of the football team, but the football team goes as far as obviously as a collective, but the players also has a big part in that. So as players, we got to come and say, no, this is the work that we're gonna put in, man. This is what the mindset, this is the mentality, and accept nothing less than that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And like I said, man, we all on the same page with that, and it's we all fired up for sure.
What was Ben's message yesterday when you guys got here?
It was a lot. It was one of the longest ones he said he'll have. So, but I think overall, just setting the tone for what we want to do this year, and really just having a sense of urgency right now, not just waiting and going through a process and figuring out what we're going to do, but establishing who we are right now, and then working towards that goal. Really, just the mindset of winning and winning right now, and winning a certain type of way too. I think just having that dominating mentality is something that I took from the team meeting, and it starts now. It starts with the work that we put in. It starts with gelling and being cohesive and understanding what they're going to be asking from us, especially on defense. Just understanding the mentality, understanding the mindset and identity that we're going to establish, and really just chasing that throughout the offseason, throughout the training.
Are you the type of guy who gets fired up in April by a new coach? I know the answer to this, but I'm asking anyway.
I've been through it too many times, man. I'm gonna get excited when we win in November and December, and we change some things and get to the playoffs. That's when I'll be excited. But right,
As an extension of that, the next 5 months are gonna be all about talk and hype and
yeah,
excitement and energy. How do you navigate that, knowing your mindset and not really being bought into all that stuff?
that don't got nothing to do with me. The only thing that has anything to do with me is the work that I put in, the work that we put in as a unit, and just taking the steps in the right direction. Other than that, the talk, the hype, and all that. I mean, hype don't win you no games. So I mean, I've been here a minute. I've been through the hype, and we don't win no games. So I mean, for me, if it's not about winning, quite honestly, I don't really care about it.
You have been through it too many times, as you mentioned. This is your third head coach. I'm not sure how many defensive coordinators off the top of my head. Does anything feel different with Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen this time? Anything new?
No, I mean, we're still trying to figure each other out. I mean, I just seen the guys in person for the first time yesterday. So, I mean, nothing feels different for me. At the end of the day, again, I'll see in camp to start. And, I mean, that's when the real ball will show up. And then really, I mean, throughout season, we'll see. 'Cause, I mean, things can start off rocky in the beginning, we figure it out, and things change throughout the back half or middle of the season, or we start off hot and then we shit the bed. So I mean, it kind of just depends for me. At the end of the day, to me, it's about winning, and I feel like we go out there and we win on Sunday, I'll feel good about everybody.
Jaylon, how about style of play? You've played in a couple different styles of defense
Yeah.
here. What have you been able to see, watch, or how do you feel like this would suit your skill set?
You lock up the number one guy, number one on number one. So I mean, for me, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. That's what I look forward for the most. That's what I train for. That's what I work hard for. So I mean, for me, it's just going to be about that, being ready to go out there and lock up, challenge guys, make things hard on the offense, mess up timing, and then shoot the dogs up front. They got to eat. So I mean, everybody just do what they do best. Dogs eat, and then the guys on the back end we cover.
Jaylon, along those lines,
I expect to, yeah.
Jaylon, along those lines, Dennis Allen has historically played more man coverage than you guys have played
Right,
around here.
for sure.
Are you looking forward to playing a little bit more man than maybe you have in the past?
Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm best at.
Have you reached out to any friends or former college teammates throughout the league that have played for either Ben Johnson or Dennis Allen?
Nah, quite honestly, I don't want to say they word don't mean too much, but their experience not gonna be my experience. So I mean, their team, their roster, their situation is different. I mean, coming in here in Chicago, it's unlike anything that anybody's experienced before. So I don't really need to or care to ask about other people's experiences.
Jalen, what do you think of the additions of Grady Jarrett and Dio and what they can bring for your defense up front?
Havoc from what I've seen. I mean, all I can see is the highlights on YouTube, but for the most part, I feel like they cause havoc. Grady has been playing this game at a high level for a long time. I've always been a big fan of his game, and he was in Atlanta, so I mean, definitely getting a dog like that up front. It's gonna help me out on the back end, and I know he's gonna cause some havoc too in the run game. Pairing him with with A. Bill will be a heck of a sight to see for sure. And then Dio, I think him too, just seeing how aggressive he is off the edge and just how disruptive he is can definitely help us on defense.
When you studied to face the Lions offense, what impression did you get of Ben and kind of what this offense would look like?
I mean, the biggest thing is eyes, just having good eye discipline, which is hard to do when you're getting smacked in the face almost every play and things like that. And then the receivers blocked hard, so I mean, sometimes you're trying to anticipate certain blocking and then they run play action pass and things like that off of it. So I think that was probably the biggest thing, just pairing the run game and the pass game, make challenging the defense's eyes.
Good, Jalen, just following up on, you talking about wanting to win a certain type of way. What does that look like? What's the message there?
Would you rather win by 7 points or 70?
17.
So, I mean, for us, that's what.
Teams out.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you get in the fight, you just don't want to barely win the fight. You want to whoop the guy in front of you. So, I mean, that's what the mentality is for us. It's not just about barely winning or barely getting by, but dominating. And I think for us, that's the mindset that we need to have. And it's not just about trying to just get better and take the next step and just win more games than we won last year. It's about, to me, changing in your mentality and how you go about attacking things. I feel like as a unit, if we can go in with that confidence, that mentality that we're going to go and blow the team out in front of us and that they can't mess with us, then I feel like a lot of times that willpower will get you there.
Jaylon, do you pay attention to the draft? And if so, is there anybody you've got your eye on?
It's into the draft or the players in the draft?
Yeah, the players in the draft.
Yes and no. I mean, all I know is really 5 guys, the top 5. Of course, the Travis Hunter is the 2 quarterbacks. Probably Abdul Carter, and then probably after that, I'm not really sure. But I mean, honestly, that's above my pay grade. I mean, guys can be great college guys in college and then come in the league and stink it up. So, I mean, we see that year after year. So for me, I don't really pay too much time or put too much time into it. I just let the professional do their job and bring in who they feel like we need.
Higher volume of man coverage. Do you have a sense yet for what DA demands of the corners in this defense?
Meaning what, or pertaining to what?
That he wants you guys to stress, whether it's being more physical, whether it's.
I mean, I would say technique and consistency. So, I mean, that's it. Because, I mean, with a lot of repetitions, that's something you better be really good at it. So, I think just being good down after down, this takes consistency, takes being in shape, takes a certain level of mental and physical strength. So, I mean, I know what it looks like personally playing the position almost my whole life. But I think just being prepared for that mentally and physically.
Jalen, you joked when you walked in that we were surprised to see you. What went into the decision to come be here?
So my respects. I think it's kind of it's big for me to just come in and be able to shake guys' hands, see them in person, not just talk to them on the phone, but to come in and really just be with the guys too, show the guys that I'm here, really just show face. I think for me that it was important to do day one.
We talked with Ben and Ryan last week about the whole accountability thing. I know we broached it a lot last year. As one of the leaders of this team, what do you want that to look like in 2025 as opposed to where there might have been some pitfalls last year with that?
If you see it, call it out. I think that's the biggest thing for me, and I feel like too, at this level, accountability isn't just talking to, but about actions and changing certain things. I mean, I feel like if I can use myself as an example, if I'm not, let's say, maybe covering as good as I need to me, it's not just accountability. Oh, yeah, Jaylon, just cover better. But, I mean, to me, there's a certain action that needs to be taken from somebody else to hold me accountable to that. So, I mean, what that looks like is different for every player, every situation. But I think, too, you got to, if you see something, say something. And then if it's not getting fixed, you got to do something. So, I mean, to me, that's what accountability is.
Can you get a sense, I know this is the talking phase of the offseason, can you get a sense of if that's going to be at the level you expect it to be now, or do you have to wait till closer to, I guess, phase 3 when you're on the field?
I mean, that's honestly an all-season thing to me. I mean, it can start now in certain ways, but, I mean, I feel like really fall camp will probably be the time where you see it the most because that's when things are really heated, that's when things kind of start, where you start really building your base and foundation as a team. But I mean, that should go throughout the whole season. So I mean, hopefully that is something that is in somebody's mind now to do, and in our team's mind to do, and then we just carry it throughout the season.
You said it was important to be here, you know, with the new coach, just to show everybody what it means. But what do you get out of being here personally this time of year, especially with a new coaching staff?
What do I get? I mean, I would just say being familiar with them. I mean, other than that, I feel like I'm a very smart player. It's easy to study the playbook, easy to study the terminology. I train, I do the right things with my body. So I mean, as far as those things, nothing really changes. It's just getting familiar with the guys that are now in the building.